Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and it's already episode 20 of the Montreal Canadiens franchise mode in NHL 20. So we're entering the 25-26 season, year number 7 in the franchise mode. We made multiple playoff appearances. We went twice to Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final. We missed the playoffs one year. We lost out in the first round. We lost in the second round. We're still looking for that Stanley Cup, but the Laval Rocket AHL team are defending Calder Cup champions. Cayden Primeau, which was actually his last year with the organization. He is a Calder Cup champion. Wishing him good luck in Florida with his new team. I'm actually going to go check out the lines in Florida, and I just want to see if Cayden Primeau is a starter there, because realistically he was too high rated to be in the AHL, and I wanted him to have a chance in the NHL. Looks like he's not going to be playing in the NHL, so maybe he's going to be with their AHL team. So he is with the AHL team there, the Thunderbirds. 82 overall. I mean, I didn't re-sign him. Number one, I was very limited on cap space. And number two, again, I wanted him to have a chance. It's a bit older now to be in the NHL, so it just made sense for him. Unfortunately, Florida is playing him in the AHL. As for our lines, we still have a Leon Draisaitl, 95 overall. We signed him to an $11.7 million deal for 6 years, so a huge contract. Trevor Wong, Cole Caulfield, second line, KK Yonilla, Shane Wright, Puyarvi, Domi, Drouin, line number 3, and then Dano, Maron, Gallagher, line number 4. Defense is very solid. We have acquired Bowen Byram in the offseason for Thatcher Demko, part of that trade with the Avalanche, with Mario Mackey. So Byram, Bouchard, Smith and Churchrin, Anderson, and Mario Mackey. And in goal, Marcus Samsonov went up to an 87 overall at 23. Elite goaltender. We have Maxime Lapointe, medium elite, backing him up. We've always had good goaltending all throughout our franchise mode. I'm going to take a look at the Anaheim Ducks. I just want to see if if Carey Price is still there, because he's down to like a 77 or something. And he's still on that big contract. So there he is, 75 overall at 38. In his last year, his $10.5 million contract. So the Anaheim Ducks have a bad cap situation there. Shea Weber retired last year. More than likely, this is going to be Carey Price's last year in the NHL. So I'll be able to see his stats at the end if he retires. So I think we're all set to go for this regular season here in 2025-2026. Staff chemistry is 63%. It's Silas Molson, who's been our head coach, I think, the entire franchise mode. A pluses and A's all around. He has a good record, 292 and 167, 62% points percentage. One President's Trophy, unfortunately, no Jack Adams and no Stanley Cup. 65 team fit, which is very good. So I think coaching is good for us. I don't think we need to make any changes on that end. We're going to enter the year. We're going to go through the preseason. A couple of guys maybe I could trade. We'll see how it goes. Ty Smith's only 82 overall. I know Drouin and Domi are approaching the end of their contracts. We gave a contract to Alexander Alexiev. He was actually a free agent for HL team. Don't know what that guy is, Giant. I'm just curious. I'm not going to trade away our captain, Gallagher, but 72 overall at 19, top 6 potential. Not bad, but definitely not worth giving away Gallagher. Couple of wins to start off the preseason. Dominic Bach, he's a centerman. Those two players have pretty good potential, so I wanted to sign them to the team for Laval. So we actually had a very good preseason, 6-0-1. That's good to see. Hopefully we can keep that momentum in the regular season. Trevor Wong, 12 points, 11 assists in 7 games. That's great to see. I'm going to go over the lines in Laval real quick. Show you guys that in a second. So these are going to be the lines in Laval. So we have Jordan Wheel along with Walmart and Félix-Antoine Marcotte in the first line. Dominic Bach here, he actually has low top 6 potential. Jacob Forsback, Carlson, and Cole Fonstad, medium top 9. Fitzpatrick there, medium bottom 6. We have Vedemo and Evans, who are members of the organization in real life, as well as Jordan Wheel. So a few of these guys, Pezzetta still with the team. This guy, low elite potential, 69 overall at 20 years old. Defense, we have Alexander Alexiev, low top 9, and then Fairbrother, medium top 6 potential. Norlander, medium top 6, Zab top 6, Sebastian Aho, then Hickey and Marino, a couple of veterans. They have a +3. So in goal, situation we have is Reed Bitts, only medium fringe starter potential, 76 overall at 24. Our young guys have made the jump to the NHL. There wasn't anything crazy available in free agency, so we're going to have to do with that. Hopefully, Laval can have another good year. Both Laval and the Canadiens are listed as a champion team status. I think we're all set to go for the regular season. So I'm actually a bit surprised I was able to keep the majority of the players from last year. Defense is a bit different, but the core players are still there. Forwards are pretty much the same. So we're able to keep all those guys and have another run at the Cup, hopefully. We only play 2 games in an entire week, start off the year on a Sunday and then on the Friday, so quite a long stretch. Starting it off against the Buffalo Sabres. Game number 1 on home ice at the Bell Center. Let's start off the year in the right way. And Leon Draisaitl and Ukko-Pekka Lehkonen, a 4-on-3 power play goal. After 1-1. Greenway gets one for them on Marcus Samsonov. 2-1, Jeff Skinner. Can we hold on? And can we come back in the third? It's a pretty even game looking at the shots. Holison scores on Samsonov. We come within 1 Unila, but Samsonov and the Habs drop game number 1 on home ice. First game of the year. So I'm going to have to check if we have any games against the Colorado Avalanche, who we traded Thatcher Demko to, as well as the Ottawa Senators, a rematch of the playoffs. So it looks like we're playing none of those teams for the first couple of months. Going to move on to December. The Ottawa Senators there on the 12th. Still no games against the Colorado Avalanche. There we go. On January 14th, it'll be Thatcher Demko's game against his old team. And then his return to the Bell Center on the 13th. He was a great goaltender, so obviously we wish him all the best in Colorado. So I'm just going to get a good chunk of simulation done at once. I'm thinking of doing just the entire year. And again, quite a long break there between the first and second game. 4 days between the 2 games. Playing against the Kings and we win 5-3. There you go. 1-1 to start off the year. 3-2 against the Capitals. Our team is stacked. They're listed as champion. So I'm hoping they can reach 50 wins this year. So we're starting it off 3-2 in the start of October. If the team starts to struggle, I may do a change, but I want to give it some time. I don't want to push a panic button too quickly. Dougie Hamilton and Charlie Daw. I don't want to give away Max Domi. A big 6-2 win and a 6-3 win. 12 goals in 2 games against the Stars and the Jets there. And the Rangers have fired their head coach. We beat the Blackhawks 10-3. Oh my gosh, we score 22 goals in 3 games. The team is absolutely on fire to start off the year. 6-2, 5-3 against the Calgary Flames, and a 2-1 OT loss against the Vancouver Canucks. 7-2 loss against the Hurricanes. So from one extreme to the other from what I'm seeing. The Ottawa Senators are still first in the division, 7-1 against the Red Wings. The team is scoring unbelievably. Look at that, 9-3 against the Coyotes. This is amazing. So Eberle listed as an AHLer. 7-1 against the Blue Jackets. Oh my goodness, look at that. So the Stars, 6 goals there, 6 goals. 10 against the Blackhawks, 9 against the Coyotes, 7-7. So basically we score 6 or more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games with 6 goals or more in 3 weeks. Well, if we can just keep this going, Samsonov can shut it down on his end. We'll be having a successful year for sure. As we lose against the Panthers, we're first in the division right now, playing against our rival. Those that need to be slow sim games against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Gonna slow sim the Bruins game as well. After 1-1, Philippe Danault and John Tavares gets a goal for them. After 2-1, John Tavares scores again. But Philippe Danault, the 2 guys have 2 goals each. We are over 40 shots halfway in the third. Cole Caulfield gets a big power play goal on Jake Campbell there. We're approaching 50 shots in regulation. Can we actually get to 50? And there it is, 50 shots in regulation. Poor Campbell in the Toronto Maple Leafs net. He stood on his head, making 48 saves, and his team still loses 3-2. Poor guy. Buy the guy steak dinner after the game. He was the only guy. Him and Tavares are the only two guys that showed up for the Leafs in that game. So we have one more game against the Leafs, and then I'll slow sim the game against the Bruins. Playing in Madison Square Garden, we get a trade offer. I'm going to say no to that. Couple of games in New York. 3-2 loss against the Rangers. Can we bounce back in Long Island versus the Islanders? 3-2 win. We can. Look at that. 14-5-1. It'd be cool to have 20 wins before 10 regulation losses. 8-1 win against the Minnesota Wild. Oh my gosh, this team is scoring at will at this point. We're first in the division still. An incredible record. I don't even think I really need to make any move right now the way the team is going. 5-2 against the Hurricanes. Let's keep it going. I'm going to slow it down and simulate the game against the Bruins. Another win against the Sharks. A 4-3 loss against the Leafs. They're always a tough opponent in Toronto. So we're approaching 20 wins. We're at 19. And look at that. We lose against the Hurricanes, but we have the chance to have 20 wins before 10 regulation losses. Before 10 losses total, we only lost 9 games so far in total. After 1 no goal, after 2, 2-2. Drouin, Caulfield, Coyle, and Palmieri for them. Going to simulate the third period. Let's go, boys. Let's get our 28th win before our 10th loss. That would be a pretty good start a couple of months of the year. Unless this is going to overtime, we kill off a penalty. That's a long 5-1-4 penalty. That was probably a major. Only 4 minutes left, and it looks like we're going into overtime. I'm just going to go times 8 here in the OT period. Come on, boys. Let's get that big goal. We're heading into a shootout. I'm going to jump into the game just to see the team. 100 offense, 87 defense, and 80 goaltending. Goaltending would be a bit higher because our backup is a bit lower rated. But look at that. 100 overall for the offense. That's fantastic. Here we go to start off the shootout. Number 30, I believe that is Draisaitl. A big stop by the Bruins goaltender there. Here's David Pastrnak. He's dangerous coming on to Samsonov, and he cuts down the angle. Pass side, nowhere to shoot. Cole Caulfield, number 8, just like Ovechkin. Stop at the blocker side. He tried to make the goalie go right and shoot left. Here's a defenseman, Torrey Krug. Some nice angles, but Samsonov with the poke check. Here's Trevor Wong, number 35, coming in. And he scores. Trapper side, giving the Habs a 1-0 lead in the shootout. Here's Shaw coming in on Samsonov. And he makes the move with I believe it was a poke check. And Montreal wins the game. 32 saves for Samsonov. Blackwood at 29. 20 wins before 10 losses. The team is absolutely on fire. Won 66% of their first 30 games. Look at that. Approaching on 30 games played, and we won 20. Let's keep the streak going. Playing against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And there is, I can't even see if we won or not because of that trade. 5-3 win. Yes, 30 games played, and we didn't even lose 10 games so far. So a big Stanley Cup playoff round 2 rematch against the Ottawa Senators. Playing against the Blackhawks, we win 3-2. 3 wins in a row. Can we make it 4? Nope. We decide to lose 7-1. That's a pretty embarrassing loss. We need to bounce back. Ottawa's 18-10-2. We're 22-8-2. Similar records. We have a bit of an edge on that record, though, for us. Tkachuk and Duclair with 6 seconds left. Duclair scores. Armia, former Habs, scores on Samsonov. And that's a 4-0 shutout win. The Ottawa Senators are still very good. They were good even in my Atlantic Navigators franchise mode. I mean, they had Nathan McKinnon in that franchise mode. Unreal. And we're actually playing against the Edmonton Oilers. It's going to be Leon Draisaitl's return to Edmonton. I don't quite remember if we had any games against the Oilers after that trade last year. I know it's later in the season, but if not, this will be his first game back. A 3-2 win against the New York Islanders. We got to get a bit of a winning streak going on here. 7-3 loss. Either we score 10 or we give up 7. It's one or the other this year. It's a bit weird, but we're actually now third in the division. A very close division. Leon Draisaitl, the German superstar, facing off against Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. It is 3-1. Cole Caulfield with 2. Evan Bouchard and Djokovic. Fogley scores on Samsonov, period number 2. I love a Draisaitl goal, and it's actually 5-4. And there it is. Leon Draisaitl scores on his former team. Maximov, Godet, Larson, Drouin gets one for us. A crazy game, 5-4. Our defense is struggling a bit. Our offense is on fire. Yamamoto scores on Marcus Samsonov, making it a 5-5 game. This is crazy. A lot of goals. I mean, every game, there's like rarely any one-goal games. It's either like 7 or 10 goals. Gallagher scores on Djokovic, giving us a 1-goal lead. And is that going to be enough? It is. The captain gets the game-winning goal for the Habs against the Edmonton Oilers. We're 27-12-2. We could potentially reach 30 wins before 15 regulation losses. I mean, we only have 14 losses total. We can win the next 3 games. We have 30 wins before 15 losses. That would be insane. 4-3 shootout loss, but we do get a point. 5-1 win. 5-1 win 2 times in a row. There you go. 33-13-3. 3's all over the place in that record. 69 points. And Draisaitl is going crazy. 63 points already in mid-January. 28 goals. Caulfield has 33. He may hit 50. Ratings have not changed. Trevor Wong, 59 points. Unal at 31 goals, 86 overall. Wong went up to an 89. KK there, 91. Shane Wright, 88. 35 assists. Domi with 27. Churchman, 27. Gallagher at 24. Dino there at plus 11. Bowen Byram doing very good. 22. Look at that. Plus 22. That's what you like to see from him. And then Maria Mackey there, 7 points. Anderson with 4. And in goal, Marcus Samsonov, 28, 12, and 2. 904 save percentage, 274 goals against. Lapointe is 5-1-1. Goaltending is doing very good. It's 87 overall. I don't really need to make any changes. Honestly, the team is doing so well. I would like the team to give up a bit less goals, but they score so much, it kind of makes up for it, I guess. So, gonna simulate a bit more, see if we have any games worth noting. A game against the Colorado Avalanche there. So I actually forgot to slow sim this game, but it was against the Colorado Avalanche. It was Byram's return to Colorado. We beat the team that has Thatcher Demko. Most likely it was him in net. 5-1 win against the Avalanche. So going to simulate a few more weeks up to the trade deadline against the New Jersey Devils. So we lose in a shootout 7-6 against the Devils after we beat the Rangers 6-2 and the Blue Jackets 4-1. So that was actually 5 games in a row with 5 or more goals. The team is scoring at an incredible pace. I can't wait to see the goals scored total at the end of the season. We're probably going to be first in the NHL the way this is going. We're first in the division, 2 points ahead of the Bruins. And the Blue Jackets have fired their head coach, Holden Kules. That's sad for him. Blue Jackets must be having a pretty bad year. We get offered somebody for Leon Draisaitl now. Draisaitl is 95 overall. This guy better be good to make up for that trade. 67 medium elite in the first. Boston is literally trying to steal Leon Draisaitl. What are you doing? You think I'm going to trade away my best player to a division rival? No, thank you, Boston. We have 80 points, 4 points ahead of second place. The trade went down between the Islanders and Nashville. Alexander Wenberg, couple of thirds and our elite potential goaltender. I don't need offense. If anything, I think I need a bit better defense. So if I make a trade, it's definitely going to be for defense. OT loss against the Avalanche, who traded Philip Grubauer for a couple of defensemen to the Stars. So they trade away a goaltender. Interesting. Jonas Johansson. So he is a goaltender. The Texas Stars, 30 years old, 76 overall. We don't need him. So a big trade went down to two Hudobins that were offered to us go to Winnipeg for Johansson and Ben Sherratt to the Capitals. Ben Sherratt, former Montreal Canadian. A big OT win against the Washington Capitals. Nick Merkley in a third to Boston for Bissonnette and a fourth to Devils. A trade there, Cullen and Meyer for Gunley and Vatanen between the Blues and the Canucks. A lot of trades going on, a lot of trade offers. We won 2 in a row. Can we make it 3 against the Leafs? We lose 7-2. Poor Marcus Samsonov. I think we need to upgrade our defense a bit. Gonna give it a couple more games. Hayden Fleury to Florida for 2 first-round picks and a prospect. Hayden Fleury is a very good defenseman. He's definitely going to help out. 87 points, 5 points ahead of number 2 in the division. So like I said, the team is scoring at will. It's just the defense isn't the best. 5-4 shootout win against the Edmonton Oilers. Cole Caulfield is on 50 watch. He has 80 points in 63 games, 42 goals. We have 87 points. We're actually first in the NHL. 3 ahead of Boston, 8 ahead of Florida, and 11 ahead of the Red Wings. The Senators are barely holding on to a wildcard spot, defending Stanley Cup champions, so the team is doing good so far. So yeah, I'm trying to see if I can make this trade with the Arizona Coyotes. Now, Victor Soderstrom is a guy I've been looking at for many years now. He's a minus 16, only has 24 points, but he's 85 overall at 25. High top 4 potential. He's a two-way defender, former first-round pick, and he would fit on any of our top 4 defensive pairings. He is making 5.3 for 3 years. Try to give away Ty Smith and Sharma, who's our medium elite potential goaltenders, only 51 and 19. Trying to get a second from the Coyotes as well. The trade is rejected, so I'm going to see if I can maybe make it a third, if that's going to go through, a third for this year. The trade is still rejected, all right. I would like to have a pick because the value is pretty much on our side. Maybe a third for next year. Trade value is pretty even. Too far off. Going to try it straight up without a pick. Soderstrom would be a huge addition for a defensive core, which is where we're lacking right now. Trade is still rejected. I think he said actually sweeten it just a touch. So maybe if I give them like a later pick, like a middle round pick, that'll work. So let's try that. It says sweeten just a touch. So I don't think we're too far off. We have 2/3. Maybe if I give them a fourth for this year with that, if that's going to go through. Sweeten it just a touch. All right. What if I make it a third, our third for this year's draft? Trade is accepted. All right, there you go. Victor Soderstrom is a member of our team. Him and Churchin, former Coyotes, together in Montreal once again. That is fantastic. Gonna add him here. See where he fits in our defense. So it gets a +1, which is good. I'm gonna put the former Coyotes together, and hopefully that actually, you know what? If I put Soderstrom there, gets a +3 with Bowen Byram. So maybe that slight change is all we needed to improve the team. We'll see how it goes. So that's the beauty about drafting goaltenders. You get a medium elite potential goaltender. More than not, they'll have at least a third or even half full trade value. And they're huge for trades. So basically, I drafted that goaltender. So I turned Ty Smith, an 82 overall, into Soderstrom, who's an 85. So you got to work with what you have. Try to get the trade value that works for you to make those trades and not affect your team too much, but improve it at the same time. So I think we made a good job in our franchise mode and made those type of trades in drafting good medium elite potential players. 8-1 against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are last in the division. An 8-7 OT win. You gotta be kidding me. This team is just unreal with scoring, but they gave up a lot of goals too. So we beat the Bruins 5-3, playing again against the Bruins here on Boston ice. So it's going to be a home and home couple of games in the same week. After 2-0, Puyarvi and Trevor Wong and Mackenzie Blackwood. Period number 2, 4-1, Kotkaniemi and Churchin, Dylan Cousins on Samsonov, and they tie it. Julevi passed Stunica in the third. We actually blow a 4-1 lead in the third against the Boston Bruins, but we win in overtime, thankfully. Max Domi comes to the rescue after that third period collapse. We can't do that in the Stanley Cup playoffs. No way. Going to simulate just before the last week of the year and see how we are looking for the playoff picture. We're going to make the playoffs. We have over 100 points, 7-6 shootout loss. Come on, guys. You can score that many, but you shouldn't be giving up that many goals at the same time. Thankfully, those shootout losses and OT losses will give us more points. We're sitting at 107 points, looking for win number 50. Can we get it against the Florida Panthers, who are actually at 47-24-7? Looking for win number 50, and it's 3-1. Draisaitl, Caulfield, and Draisaitl gets another one. There's Caden Primo playing his former team. Jonathan Bardo gets one for them. 5-1. Trevor Wong and Draisaitl. Draisaitl is looking for... He actually has a hat trick. There you go. Draisaitl has a hat trick in the second period. And I accidentally went in the game. I'm just going to exit it. No use going into the game when it's halfway. And after the third, 8-2. Draisaitl had 6 goals. Leon Draisaitl had 2 hat tricks in the same game. He scored 3 goals in like 5 minutes in the third. That is the craziest performance I have ever seen. Draisaitl has 6 goals in the same game. Trevor Wong at 8 points. What is this? Daryl Sittler and Mario Lemieux? Oh my god. This team is just scoring at a record pace, I'm telling you. Imagine having 6 goals in one game. Well, I guess trading for Leon Draisaitl was a good idea. My god, let's look at the goal totals. 55 goals for Caulfield and 102 points. This team is insane. Look at that. Oh my god. Draisaitl has 50. 2 50-goal scorers. 3 100-point scorers. Unil has 43 goals. KK, oh my god. This team is absolutely nuts. Wow. Let's look at Soderstrom since he joined the team. If it was a good move. 5 points and a +5. I mean, he's keeping the puck out of the net. It's all we can ask for him, really. Looking at goaltending for Samsonov, 42, 17, and 6. Lapointe, 8, 1, and 5. Not the greatest goals against or save percentage, but he grew to an 88. That's good to see. We have an 88 overall young goaltender. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. 6 goals in one game. I don't know if that ever happened in the NHL. It must have at some point, but playing against the Detroit Red Wings, a 5-2 loss against the Red Wings. Caulfield has 56 goals. He can reach 60 if he has 2 goals on average in the last 2 games. 57, 104 points. Cole Caulfield is looking for 60. Needs a hat trick against the Tampa Bay Lightning. We have 112 points. We're securing the President's Trophy for sure. We're way ahead of everybody else. So 51 goals for Draisaitl. There you go. I'm going to slow sim the last game just on the off chance that Caulfield has a hat trick. The Tampa Bay Lightning are 35, 37, and 8. Last in the division. So if there's any team to go up against, it's them. Playing against the Tampa Bay Lightning in Florida. Caulfield needs a hat trick for 60. Here we go. After 1, 2-0. But it's KK and Draisaitl after 2. Cole Caulfield gets 1. There's 58. He needs 2 more for 60. Is he going to make it? He has to get 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. Shane Wright gets the goal there. It's not Caulfield, but it's a good game so far for us. 40 shots. Evan Bouchard gets the goal. Going to simulate the whole game. Cole Caulfield ends up with 58 goals on the year. An incredible season for him. Wow, that's amazing. Looking at the entire team for scoring at the end of the regular season, we're the President's Trophy champions for year number 58 goals, 105 points. Draisaitl, 52 goals, 104. Trevor Wong at 80 assists, 104 points. Look at that. Almost 400 shots for Cole Caulfield. 17 power play goals. 9 game-winning goals. Draisaitl at 22 power play goals. Wow. Then Unila there, 79. Almost a point per game. 44 goals at 22 years old. KK at 79. Wright, 71. Domi, 46. Churchill 43 there. Dino 38. Bowen Byram 36 points and a plus 29. Our captain Gallagher with 34. Soderstrom there 29. I'm going to look at his stats since joining the team from Arizona. 5 points and a plus 5. So there you go. Bouchard, Morin, Drouin, Puyarvi, and Mariamaki and Anderson. So taking a look now at goaltending. 43, 18, and 7 with one shutout. A fantastic record for 88 overall. Samsonov at 24 years old. Looking at Laval, doesn't look like they did too hot. I'm going to have to look at that later on. But taking a look now at the entire NHL for scoring for the points. So Nathan McKinnon, 111 points, winning the Art Ross. Caulfield, Drysdale, 2 and 3. Huberdeau, Wong. We have 3 guys in the top 5 for points. That's awesome. Rantanen, Matthews, Crosby at 38 years old, 42 goals and 96 points. Sagan there. Svechnikov, Laine, Kalanos, Pasta, Cahoon, Tavares, Ovechkin there. 48 goals at 40 years old. That is incredible. Now, I'm going to take a look at goals. Hopefully, Caulfield got the Rocket, and he did. Cole Caulfield, the Rocket Richard Trophy. We have 2 guys in the top 3 for goals. That's amazing to see. Now, taking a look at defense, Boak is 71 points. Morrissey there, Makar, Brandstrom, 23 goals. Shabbat, Petrangelo, Alexander Romanov doing well in Edmonton. He went down from a 91 to an 89. Still extremely good, obviously. That's a look at the rest of the defensemen. Now I'm going to take a look at goaltending, see where Samsonov ends up. And he leads the league in wins, 43 wins there. Might make a case for the Vezina Trophy, never know. Jari, Blackwood, Murray, Gibson, and Caden Primo. I am very, very happy to see that. There you go. He got his shot in the NHL finally, and he made it work. 39, 19, and 8 with 4 shutouts. I'm happy for Caden Primo, Carter Hart, DiPietro, Samsonov, Hellebuck. And then I'm going to take a look at the rookie skaters and rookie goaltenders as well. For rookie skaters, Kulemin, only 30 points, so no crazy rookie this year. As for rookie goaltenders, Samsonov is going to be... As for rookie goaltenders, that's a look at the list. Nothing too crazy. So we're going to look at the retirees. We're going to look at who we're facing in round number 1. It looks like it's going to be the Detroit Red Wings. Once again, back-to-back years facing the Red Wings in round number 1. Now, I want to take a look at the entire league, see how we compared. 114 points, 51 wins. The only team with 50 wins or more. Goals for, I'm going to take a look. 319 goals for, leading the league. Although goals against were actually not one of the worst teams. I'm happy about that. But leading the league in points, leading the league in wins, leading the league in goals for. That's awesome to see. And the next episode will be the Stanley Cup playoff. We're facing off the Detroit Red Wings once again. Thankfully for us, the Ottawa Senators have not made the Stanley Cup playoffs, nor have the Toronto Maple Leafs. So we don't have to worry about facing the defending Cup champs. Pittsburgh and Philly battle of Pennsylvania. That's always a good series there. St. Louis and Chicago rivals. It's going to be a good playoff. Looking forward to next year. And until next time, thank you guys for watching. And as always, have a great day.